Hello! It's Teacher Ray again. I'm back to answer your Hello Group Class teaching questions. Yay! In this episode, I'm going to discuss some behavior management techniques that can help you maintain a positive atmosphere in your GC classroom. The question submitted reads as follows. How do you manage misbehaving students in a group class in a way that doesn't much affect the other students in class? When students are not paying attention, cameras are off, being distracted, is it okay to ignore them, mute, and even turn off the video at times? First, yes. Ignoring, muting, and turning off student cameras are all okay under certain circumstances. As you point out in your question, we want to respond to student behavior issues in ways that do not negatively impact the lesson for our other students, right? We want to maintain that positive atmosphere so conducive to learning. A place where all of our students feel safe. Safe to take chances. Safe to ask questions. Safe to make mistakes. To create and maintain that feeling of safety, we need a friendly, positive classroom atmosphere. I'm going to share some behavioral management techniques that can help us maintain that positive atmosphere, starting with the 3 options that you specifically mentioned in your question. 1. Ignoring the behavior. Many negative behaviors will disappear after a while if they're simply ignored. I recommend ignoring any behaviors that do not impact the other students or that do not disrupt the lesson. 2. Muting the student's microphone. In my opinion, this should be used sparingly, as we don't want to discourage our students from talking. We just don't want them interfering with their classmates' ability to talk, right? Whenever muting a student, be sure to say why you are muting them, and then unmute them as soon as possible. For example, say Billy is jumping in and reading whenever it is Jane's turn. If Billy continues this behavior after a verbal request to wait his turn, I will mute Billy's microphone while saying something like, "Billy, I can't hear Jane." Shh. I add in the gesture for shush, right? As soon as Jane is finished reading, I unmute Billy. 3. Turning off the student's camera. This is another option that I feel should be used sparingly, even more sparingly than muting, actually. In fact, the only time I believe we should resort to this is when something inappropriate is happening within the camera view. Okay. This would include any form of nudity, or when a student is using the toilet. Ooh. Actually, in the case of a student using the toilet, it might be better to instruct the student to turn off their own camera. As online teachers, I feel we should do our part to teach our students some internet etiquette, right? And that includes not bringing the entire world to the bathroom. Oh, for anything involving nudity or other inappropriate activities, be sure to message the Chinese teacher or support so that the parents can be informed. The previous 3 behavior management techniques can be implemented quickly in most situations. Responding to behaviors quickly is important for maintaining a positive atmosphere, as that stops the behavior from escalating and reduces any negative impact on the other students in the classroom. Another important thing to remember when managing student behaviors is your attitude and tone. Respond to all behaviors calmly. Speak at a normal volume. Use a respectful, child-friendly tone of voice. Smile. Thank the student for complying, listening, waiting, etc. Reward the student when appropriate. With that said, here are a few more behavior management techniques. Classroom rules. These should be short and simple. For example, these are the rules I put together. Look at me, listen to me, be nice to each other, have fun. I dropped this image in the chat box. Hold up a printed version and read them aloud. Now, I only go through these rules when I have a brand new cohort or when I feel that my students need a refresher. They need to be reminded maybe that, this is still a classroom. We still have rules. For older cohorts, you could involve the students in putting together the class rules or maybe updating them. Maybe if you've had some trouble recently with behaviors, you could have a special session at the beginning of the next lesson where everybody comes in and helps put together a new set of rules. Let's go on with our behavior management techniques. Turn a negative behavior into a positive one. If a student is constantly yelling and shouting, encourage the entire class to yell and shout. This is especially great for pronunciation practice. Robot! 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 Louder, louder! The kids love that. If a student consistently reads out of turn, pair the students up and have them read in teams. Or have the entire class read together. If a student likes to help by jumping in with the answers, assign that student as the class helper. But they're only allowed to help when a classmate asks them for help. Oh, don't forget to have the classmate being helped apply the correction. If a student is always holding up a toy,
have everyone grab their favorite toy and conduct whatever lesson activity you're on with the students pretending that their toys are talking. Hello.
If a student likes to jump and dance around, put that student in charge of coming up with a movement that everyone has to do for that page of the lesson. If a student likes to change the text in the lesson, encourage everyone to do the same. Add in the rule that the replacements have to make sense and contain correct grammar. You could also require that the alterations include the lesson vocabulary and other lesson objectives, like the sentence pattern, for example. Obviously, turning a negative behavior into a positive one is not always possible, or maybe not always so simple. But you can respond in ways that bring about a positive outcome. If a student is distracted by something such as homework or a video game, conduct the lessons in more engaging ways. More personalized, more interactive, more fun! Keep every student involved in every page to reduce the opportunities for distraction. If a student does not participate, start using a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and these last two behavioral issues have to do with student focus. And I have an episode for that. Click on the link below this video to watch episode 7 of Ask Teacher Ray. Managing behaviors, getting students to focus. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wrap up! I've really only touched on the various techniques that can be used to manage student behaviors in ways that maintain a positive classroom atmosphere. I'm sure there will be numerous other episodes on this topic. If I can leave you with one lasting thought, it is that no matter what techniques you choose to manage student behaviors, it's your attitude while doing so that truly influences the atmosphere of your classroom. So stay positive. As Howell GC teachers, we all want our classrooms to be a positive learning space for our students. So I want to thank this teacher for submitting the question that led to this episode. If you have a specific behavior-related or other GC-related teaching question, feel free to use the survey link below and ask Teacher Ray. See you next time. Goodbye. Anyone else's ability to talk, bleh. into, you could stop, I will mute his microphone. I will burp, yes. Oh my goodness.